Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Our Greatest Strength. My name is Glenn Keller.
I'm Dimple.
Welcome. In today's episode, we're going to do something a little bit different. Instead of interviewing somebody, we're going to kind of do a retrospective of the last 18 months, Dimple? I mean, we've been through 13 videos, had a number of guests, so we're going to talk a little bit about lessons learned and some of the interesting differences and commonalities we've found in the immigrant experience of some of the people we've talked to and some of the allies that we've talked to.
Yeah, we're super excited to be here. So let's start off with some of the fun facts. Can we?
Sure.
We did our first recording, Glenn, on September 7th, 2023, right here in this Carmel library where we are at right now. We aired that episode on October 31st at 10:23:21 seconds a.m. Eastern Time in the morning.
Somebody has to be organized in this team, and I think you could see who it is.
Okay, I'll tell you another layer to this fun fact. Did you know that there is a LinkedIn post extractor out there where you just put your post out there in that link and it'll give you the exact timestamp on when it was posted?
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know that existed. I was just looking at the date of our first episode.
Oh, that's cool.
Anyways, over the past 18 months, we have 13 videos, 12 episodes, 10 fantastic guests, and we have 33 subscribers. And last but not the least, this is my favorite. We messed up more than our guests did.
Oh,
So
yeah, we
Glenn-
always mess up. This may be the best opening we've done.
I know, right?
Yeah, we
Oh,
have-
yes. And Glenn wouldn't have to edit this one now. He
Yeah,
does a
so-
fantastic job editing these videos when we mess up.
This might be the, yeah.
All right. So what do you think are some of the common themes that we've seen, Glenn?
Well, yeah, I mean, I was thinking of, common themes and lessons learned, and, I mean, this setup is much more professional than we've had in the past. 'Cause we've had some, let's just say, lessons learned during the recording process, so to speak. So we've had mic drops.
Yes.
We've had videos that didn't turn out that well. And the thing that seems to have settled in to work for us right now is doing the videos by Zoom.
Yeah, besides Zoom has also given us so much more reachability, right?
Right.
There are guests, we can have guests from anywhere now.
Yeah, we've been talking to people all
Right,
around the
all over
country.
the country.
Yeah, via Zoom. But we don't, the quality is not the best on
Yeah,
Zoom.
yeah.
So I'm interested to see what this quality is. I'm sure being in a studio, it will, it's going to be much better than Zoom. What do you think about some of the technical lessons learned?
Yeah, so one, for sure, you said, I was looking through some of our past videos, the audio and some of those are not the best. We did 2 in-person interviews and rest were in Zoom. The placements of our guests, we've had some lessons learned over there in the past 18 months. And who knows, while we were just talking about it before the recording, maybe we get to travel to our guests someday.
Yeah.
We scale and we're able to do that someday where we can do all of these interviews in person and get someone to sponsor our travels. Maybe.
Yeah, so if you want to sponsor, we're perfectly willing to, we will sell ourselves, but for a good cause,
For
right?
sure.
Because we have some passion
For sure.
about this immigration experience.
Absolutely, absolutely. Other common theme that I've noticed, not with respect to logistics, but with respect to the content itself, is our guests have been so brave coming up, with candid conversations and candid shares
yes.
on what their journey has been like in immigrants, both good and some struggling with respect to just the visa issues, right?
Yes.
What else stood out for you?
Yeah, I mean, one thing that we noticed that no matter what the immigration experience was, and then what the experience is in terms of immigration after they actually arrived in the country and dealing with, border services and naturalization and all that, everybody loves it here.
Yes.
They that's something that unprompted, we never asked, how do you like it here?
Yeah.
Unprompted,
Yeah.
say, you know what, we love this country.
For sure.
That was, not completely unexpected, but we didn't expect that kind of just, hey, I got to say this.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is that we talked about the immigration experience, but actually going through the process of getting visas to come here is so different for everyone.
Yes.
And a lot of it is tempting to say, well, third world country versus first world country, whatever. But it's crazy. I mean, a lot. It could be education level. It could be we're gonna be interviewing some person that actually won a visa lottery.
Yeah.
Right, so, literally a lottery. Lottery. Do you want to move to the U.S.? Yes. Okay. Boom. Hey, you've got the winning stamp. How easy was that? And, and one of our guests actually brought her sister here.
Yes.
With the help of our local congresswoman.
Yes.
So pretty amazing story there. Yeah.
Very great stories. People, I know at one point they talked about one of our guests came here from a war zone. And I know the other guests, they were talking about they were just second generation, and they talked about how their parents escaped a war zone and just ran to protect their family and get here, right? The other common theme that I've noticed for immigrants, especially first generation, is how much we miss home. So the roots are still there, which is just so touching to me as in first generation immigrants, that I keep saying again and again, I have two homes. So I'm so glad I built another home, but the first home is still so close to me and my heart, right?
Yeah, I mean, and that was, it's interesting. That was kind of common, and in a little ways there were some outliers there.
Yeah, yep,
because everybody said they missed home.
Yes.
There were a few that they would miss home if only it was the way that it had been,
Sure.
which it wasn't anymore.
Yeah.
And we had at least one guest that said, no way.
Yeah.
You couldn't drag her back
Yeah.
to where she came from. One of the things that, to me, that's prominent is that your perspective on life and where you are is different if you've ever been in a situation or lived in a situation where you can't find clean water.
Yes.
Or your life may be threatened
Yes.
because you're in a war zone. And we've had some of those guests.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of what we do here, Glenn. We're sharing these stories because now, again, as a first generation immigrants, I feel like we make a conscious choice of leaving our home for a reason. And that reason is different for everyone. And us getting that opportunity to share everyone's reason and spread awareness, and the fact that we are getting so many success stories of how they built a second home, it's just so humbling to me, I guess, that we can provide that platform.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about what's next, right? We already talked about a lot of experimentation that we are doing with respect to the audio, the video, the location. We are back here in Carmel Library in the official recording room, which is just so amazing. But we've also been talking about the content itself. So I guess what you can expect is also maybe we'll brainstorm around how we want to modify the content. We don't have anything set in stone yet, but we thought it's time to maybe shift things up. One thing that we've already done as of yesterday, if you ever want to find us on LinkedIn, but you just don't want to go through our names and our post and stuff, we added our greatest strength, #our greatest strength to further reachability. So look up in LinkedIn, find us there if you want to find some specific videos over there. And finally, with respect to what next, Glenn, we need help. What do we need help with?
Oh, yeah. We need help from a perspective, well, a lot of help. But especially if you know people, if you have guests, if you have a take that you want to, we could even do an anonymous, we talked about that, an anonymous, hey, let's do an episode where you just read some anonymous takes from people. Certainly that kind of helps spreading the word. You mentioned, Dimple mentioned we have 33 subscribers.
Yes.
That's not where we'd like to be. We think the message is important. And I think part of it may be the format of the videos, but I think some of it's just also reach.
For sure.
Hey, if you know anything about LinkedIn algorithms, you know anything about SEO, you can help. We could certainly use that type of help. As far as guests are concerned, we kind of have a good problem right now in that we're booked.
Yes. We have booked through fall of this year?
Yeah,
already?
November. Yeah, we have.
November of this
Yeah,
year,
we're starting to
yes.
look at December. Now that doesn't mean we can't take a lot more videos
Of course.
because we could always move things around if we need to.
And we can do a couple of releases every month
Yeah.
instead of one
Yeah.
if there's more interest.
Yeah. So if we got a bigger backlog, we would definitely probably do more than one release a month.
Yeah. One of the things we totally forgot to mention, Glenn, is we are now getting guests who are reaching out to us.
Yes.
So for the first year, we were working to reach out to everyone. Hey, would you like to share your story? And we found friends and colleagues and everyone who we thought would be great, and they accepted. Since the past couple of months, we've had guests reach out to us that, hey, I would like to share my story
Yes.
on your platform, and which was really amazing. Which is why we thought, like Glenn mentioned, if you have a fascinating story, a great story that you would like to share, but you don't want to be in front of the camera, send us your stories and ask us to maybe share anonymously. So we'll probably do an episode where we'll just collect 2-3 stories or whatever if we have more interest, and we'll say, hey, we got some anonymous story to share with you on this episode. Wouldn't that be great that you'd get your story out, but you also stay behind the camera? So thank you for everyone for so much support, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So just in closing, I'd like to impart one thought that came across from every single guest, and as much difference as we saw among all of our guests. Every one of them, I think almost every one of them, had something very common to say. And what they said was, people that were born in this country don't really have an appreciation for the freedoms and liberty that we have in this country, and for the opportunities that they have in this country. So that's a gift
Yes.
from immigrants, to us that are native born, to be thinking about, and to maybe stop and think a little bit and more appreciate the country and society that we live in.
Wonderful. So on that note, I have just 2 thoughts. One is, I've always said this, and I'll say this for as long as I have to, and I should, is people don't know what they don't know. So I always feel like as immigrants, it is also our responsibility to share our stories one way or the other. Not that everyone has to do what we are doing, right? So share your stories in whatever way, shape, or form you feel comfortable with. And 2 is, how do we pay it forward? There are some people over here, like Glenn and others, are guests who have been wonderful allies to immigrants, right? So maybe as immigrants now, it's also, and everyone's probably doing that, but maybe take that thought away with us, no matter we are first generation, second generation, N generation, X generation, what is it that we are doing to pay this thought forward, to have, I guess, pass the baton and carry it around, I guess, to show that our greatest strength indeed is in our differences. Right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So
All right.
hey, great. Well, thanks,
know.
Dimple, and thank you everybody for tuning in.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
We totally do appreciate it. We appreciate all the comments we've gotten thus far. Please keep sending your feedback, recommend guests, be here with us. I had so much fun. This one was special for me.
Yeah.
All of those are special, but this was like walking down the memory lane.
Yeah, I think we like just kind of bouncing things off each other. It seems like
we
a lot of fun.
Thanks everyone for watching.
Yeah, thank you and goodbye. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Thanks
we
everyone.
Appreciate it. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.